The first member who is going to give their retirement speech this afternoon is Senator Erik Simonson.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. I've had a number of weeks now to reflect on what I might or might not choose to say at this time, with the full understanding that it was not my intention to have to give these remarks this year, but nonetheless, that's the reality of what we do here. But as I reflect back on my time in the legislature, there's a couple of things that stand out to me. And not wanting to draw this out into something very lengthy, which is not something that I typically do, I want to just focus in on some things that are very important to me, that I hope that I can share, and perhaps some incoming new members to the Minnesota Senate can reflect on that as well. It was in 2012 when I first decided to run for elected office for a seat in the other body, as they say, and it was kind of a last-minute decision. And I remember specifically and vividly, because we talk about it a lot, driving down the road with my wife in the car. And we were having a conversation about something completely unrelated, not relevant to the legislature. And I said, geez, I think I might run for that 7B seat. And she looked at me and she said, yeah, whatever. That's a very typical response, right? Yeah, whatever. That usually means, yeah, you're just talking again, whatever. A couple of days later, unbeknownst to her, I said, tomorrow, on Thursday, we're having this campaign kickoff out in West Duluth, and would love to have you come. And she said, kickoff for what? So then we revisited the conversation when I clearly articulated that you gave me the permission to do this. And it was, so nonetheless, it's a memorable moment, and I bring it up because of the point that family is perhaps the most important thing to a lot of us, if not all of us here. And it really reflects on some of the reasons why we do this. I was talking to some of you earlier today, and we were discussing, that list of reasons why we come to the Minnesota legislature and do the things that we do, and it's really a very short list when you think about it. There are a whole bunch of reasons to not do this. But at the same time, there are some really key, important ones why we do this. And I think that's what's important. So when I think back to that day in 2012 and to where I am today, I'm very proud of the work that I've done and the things that I've accomplished in my time in the legislature, and will not regret any of that. And I won't regret any of the relationships that I've made and built here in the Senate, as well as state government as a whole, because there are some really good people on both sides of the aisle and in the executive branch that really just want to do good public service, enact good public policy, and see Minnesota continue to move forward. And I appreciate that. When I think of the people that I probably should mention and thank, there's a long list of them, and I'd probably omit too many, so I'm not going to go through them. But there are a few that I do want to thank, and first and foremost is my family. My wife Holly and our two daughters have been super supportive through this entire time, and especially over the last few months, which have been really difficult, frankly. But I can't repay them for their support. But what I can do is ensure them that the work that I did here while I was here was for them. And it was for all of us. And hopefully that as Minnesota moves forward, we can appreciate that, because I know that I do. There's one person that I do want to mention because he has been a very good friend to me, and is frankly, believe it or not, the reason why I decided to come across the hall to the Senate 4 years ago, and that's Senator Tom Bach, who has been a very close friend of mine for a number of years before I even came to the legislature, neighboring Senate district I just can't say enough good things about him and his heart and his passion for Minnesota, especially for northern Minnesota. It is so much appreciated, and the fact that you took the time, Senator, all those years ago to sit down with me and offer advice on questions that I had has really evolved into this kind of give and take discussion that we've had over the years, and I appreciate that. And I wish you all the best going forward. And that is not to diminish or take away from anything that anyone else has done here, because there are so many good people here on both sides of this aisle. We all know that. We all know this. People look at the legislature from the outside, very small group of people, I think, and say, boy, I wonder, what if they all could just get along? And I say back to them, I say, if you come here and you spend some time here, you will find that we do get along. There are some things that we fundamentally disagree on, and that we vote red and green, and we have these partisan issues, but by and large, we get along. And I think that's what's important. I think that's what's important for Minnesota. I think that's what's important for the Minnesota Senate. I would hate to ever see that slip into a space where things don't get accomplished because we can't get along. And I think that's what I appreciate the most about having been here for the past 8 years, is that you can find a path forward. And it means being respectful, and it means opening up lines of communications with people that you may not have ever had the opportunity to talk to before. But you can do it, and it works well. So my hope is that for new people that are coming into the legislature, whether it be in January or 2 years from now or 2 years from then, just take a moment, think about where you are, think about why you're here, think about what's really important, and focus on that. Because that's kind of the space that I'm in right now, and it allows me to reflect back and really appreciate the time that I've had here. So, Mr. President, I don't want to belabor the point, but I appreciate working with you, all the members of your caucus. Senator Kent, I appreciate you and working with all the members of our caucus and all of those members that are no longer with us here today for various reasons. But it's been fun. I appreciate it, and I've had a good ride. Thank you.
Senator Simonson, I do have a plaque for you if you want to come up here. I'm not sure how we're going to smile in the picture, but we'll figure it out here. And I'll read it here. In recognition of your dedication and service to the people of the state of Minnesota through your accomplishments in the state Senate. Where do we got? Oh, right here. We are smiling, by the way.